Where the snow meets the Gulf of Mexico. Snow on the beach, weird but fucking beautiful. I ran straight to the comments, rolling on the floor laughing. Those trees look like one of the tiny stretches of Mississippi coast which doesn't have a casino, an Econo Lodge, or a Waffle House, haha. The Gulf said it will be a cold day in hell before you rename me. This groundhog has been stealing a farmer's crop for years and eats it in front of his camera. I think I read the farmer puts spares out in front of the camera to catch footage rather than it stealing food and eating it in front of the camera deliberately. At that point, I'd keep letting him do it just for the comedic value. Found a pioneer woman's shoe underneath my ancestors' homestead we are saving. Shoes were put in wall cavities to ward off evil spirits. I found a crock in my backyard. Gonna leave it there for someone in 2070 to unearth. If it's a genuinely historic artifact, please consider reaching out to a museum. Surviving footwear is relatively rare given that they were heavy-use items made of degradable materials. Your ancestors' shoes could be interesting to conservators and historians. Should I be worried about this message? You should be worried about a few things. You should be worried, but not about this. Listen, this is important. In a few years, on September 11, 2001, 2 planes are going to crash into the Twin Towers. You have to stop them. Is this Windows 98? Are you serious? What is that Windows 95? I'd uninstall Norton, then Windows. TikTok unlikely to come back to App Store, Google Play. Tempted to clean my phone up of everything except TikTok and sell it like folks were doing with Flappy Bird years ago. I'll bet I could get a couple grand out of it. Good. Can we also have Twitter/X removed from App Store and Google Play? We don't want a Nazi app. Priest gets caught sniffing blow, then gets himself a lady friend to sniff some more. Looks like of amateur porn XD. What the fuck did I just watch? That would be an ecumenical matter. At least she seems to be an adult. Progress. That's Padre Escobar face with tears of joy. North Korea has built a resort complex with a 5-kilometer beach and 150 hotels on the site of a former missile testing range. It's not open yet, and is focusing on pulling Chinese and now Russian tourists to their beaches for vacation. It will never get old seeing Kim Jong-un's minders always holding pen and paper when they are photographed with him. I always think to myself, write that down in Van Wilder's voice. He looks like he installed a GTA map mod with no ped pads. To be used by who? There is a reason why that beach is dead ass empty. A photographer has captured the incredible moment an eel escaped from heron's stomach while the bird was still in flight. When you take to the sky and your guts open wide, that's amore. Damn. That's hardcore. Nature is wild and terrifying. None of the other eels are gonna believe him. Fakeitilio funded. Story of every startup ever. This is the synergy investors fear. For those who like numbers. I learned as a teen that it's hip to be square. Also, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9, \2 equals 2025. I knew one day I'd have to watch powerful men burn the world down. I just didn't expect them to be such losers. The beginning of the Social Network where they're having a conversation at the restaurant and his girlfriend lays him out couldn't have been more accurate. You are probably going to be a very successful computer person. But you're going to go through life thinking that girls don't like you because you're a nerd. And I want you to know, from the bottom of my heart, that that won't be true. It'll be because you're an asshole. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. They are in fact way lamer than one would hope for a dystopia. No cyborgs or evil robot scientists, instead we get drug-addled racist billionaires desperately plotting and preening and scheming to be adulated for their achievements in hoarding their troves, cultivating the saddest men imaginable with the worst messages about what constitutes being masculine or successful. It's a tale as old as time. It's almost embarrassing anyone is surprised. Every time humanity really fucks it all up, there is always a huge loser behind it. Every time. We just kids pretending that we know what we are doing until we die. That is all. Anti-skinny ads for women in the 1930s and 50s. No sex appeal to that beanpole, let's vamoose. Cause everyone had been malnourished during the Great Depression, then worked like donkeys and lived on a rationing system during the war and immediately following. People were bony with sallow skin and worn faces. A mother of 2 that has hyperlactation syndrome causing her to produce 1.75 gallons of milk a day, with over 5,000 ounces stored in her freezer. She has to up her calorie intake because of this, right? My son relied on donated milk for the first few days of his life in the NICU. I am grateful to whoever donated to provide for him till mine came in. This activity is not fun, for mothers who don't lactate within time, get clogged ducts and then high fever. It's such a disciplined activity. Hats off to mothers. It must have cost him a fortune buying hundreds of cubes. Nice Rubik's Cube art, Potter, but it still doesn't answer my question, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? I'm blown away by people like this. I barely have the capacity to walk and breathe at the same time some days, and he's out here making Snape out of Rubik's Cubes. Using the physics of vibration to clean all the dust out from your car. So much better on mute. Where's the following video where he has to collect all the loose chassis screws? Is physics the most overused word on this site now? Like and subscribe.